Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Celente, and it's Thursday, May 25th, 2023. And here are some of today's trends in the news. And remember, the trend is your friend. That's right. We are the only magazine on the entire planet that gives you in-depth trends analysis and trend forecasts that you won't find anyplace else. History before it happens. Just to show you how low the media has sunk, go to the Cartoon News Network's homepage. There you got it. Read the letter found in Brian Laundrie's backpack from his mom. Hey, read the letter. Who the fuck are you to tell me to do this? How many people get killed every day? Well, but this is big news because we're low-life pieces of scum shit called prostitutes. And all we want to do is sell fear and hysteria and really keep you stupid. I spend $4 a day to get the Wall Street Journal. Once upon a time, it was a thick newspaper. They fired up 40, 50% of its staff. This is the front page of today's Wall Street Journal. Yep, there it is. Tina Turner, gone. I like Tina Turner. I like liking Tina Turner. This is not business news. This picture is on all of the media. Hey, what's going on that's going to affect me in so many different ways that I could prepare, prevail, and prosper? Fuck you. Just going to feed you shit because we're shitheads. Hey, what's that little lemon doing now? Yeah. Crapola. So anyway, moving on. Oh, and don't forget, as we move on, today's the 25th, tomorrow's the 26th, and the next day is the 27th. And up here in Kingston, New York, on the Four Corners of Freedom, our Peace and Freedom Rally, Dennis Kucinich, RFK Jr.'s campaign manager, one of the top cats in the world, Gary Null, when it comes to health and fitness, nutrition, John Whitehead, the Rutherford Institute, Craig Giardulo, Frank Morano, and many other speakers, including myself. And this is what you're going to be looking at. Just take a look at this. This is the Crown Garden behind the 1750s Franz Rosengren house. Yep. See that peace stuff back there? Look at this beauty. Look at this. Those tables will be gone. We'll have people sitting all in there, full of chairs. Yep. We create beauty. This is the most historic Four Corners in America. And I own 3 of the buildings. That's the back of the Franz Rosengren house. Across the street over there, on the left is the Person House. Look at that's the Capitol building back there. 1774 Academy. So make sure you get here because we're doing everything we can to make America healthy again. It's a peace and freedom rally. Starts at 1 o'clock. Go to occupypeace.com, occupypeace.com. And I want to thank so many people for making donations to Occupy Peace. It's up to you to change the future. United we stand, divided we die. And we can't do this alone. You know, I'm a Trends Journal guy. You know, I don't have a lot of big money behind me like the shithead politicians get. Yep. So we need your money to make this happen because without you, it's not going to happen. So make sure you can come here, spread the word, go to occupypeace.com, occupypeace.com, and of course, we'll be having these t-shirts. Here it is. How about that? Hey, politicians. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? Yep, that's the back of the shirt. And you can get the shirts by going to trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com. You go to the shop thing, and you get them. So there we got it. Yep, all different kinds. So we're calling them out. A little bunch of shitheads telling us what to do. They destroyed our lives and livelihoods with the COVID war. Unprecedented. But let's go on to what's going on in the markets. And they're waiting for the debt ceiling to be leveled or higher, you know. This is nothing more than a lot of
absolute bullshit.
They're going to make a deal. You know, it's a crime syndicate. They'll make a deal. They're playing the cards now. And gold is taking a bad hit. Boy, it's way down from its high. It's hit, what, 2060. It's down to 1940 something. And crypto's still holding in there. Oil prices went down today. One of the big reasons oil prices are going down is because the global economy is slowing down. And today, by the way, there was just an article that came out that, Germany's officially in recession now. That's right. Two quarters of negative GDP growth. This is the biggest economy in Europe. So as goes Germany, so goes the rest. So there's lower and lower demand for oil. U.S. commercial real estate prices fell in the first quarter for the first time in more than a decade, according to Moody's Analytics. Yep. Excluding farms and residential properties, banks accounted for more than 60% of the $3.6 trillion in commercial real estate loans, you ready? Outstanding in the fourth quarter of 2022. Now, the real estate bust has begun. We're the only ones talking about it in detail. Instead, they write an article like this. Hybrid is here to stay, but fully remote work is declining. Yeah, no kidding. Fully remote jobs, meanwhile, in a Pew survey, February, 35% of the people who could work from home are doing so full-time now. Yep. It was 7% before the COVID war, which they call a pandemic, which is not a pandemic. 99.91% of the people are still alive. And who a bunch of fucking freaks, the World Health Organization, called it a pandemic when a couple of thousand people were dead out of 8 billion back in March of 2020. So the whole thing was a, Showing how it's going down, Dollar Tree shares plunge after company misses on earnings, slashes full year profit outlook. You know how much they range? $30 billion. $30 billion. These companies have taken over the country. Once upon a time, there were mom and pop shops selling everything. Now the bigs own everything. The bigs own it all. All we are plantation workers of Slavelandia. And that's why we have to make America healthy again, to bring back the true spirit of this country. And we need you to participate, to do what you can. Because the people are fed up with the crap going on. The people that have brains, the shitheads keep swallowing the shit, but the other people aren't. Oh, ready? Food shock follows Europe's energy crisis. Food prices were 19.3% higher than a year ago. 20% higher. 20% higher. As countries are going into recession. And again, it's not recession, it's dragflation. You're seeing what inflation numbers are doing. And I just read to you I just told you that Germany's GDP is in negative territory. So you have negative growth, that's dragflation. Almost 20% food costs going up. So yeah, of course, there's going to be a decline in prices, but they're still going to be very high from where they used to be. China takes lead in car exports. Yeah, no kidding. As I kept saying, the 20th century was the American century. The 21st century is the Chinese century. And you could thank scumbag, arrogant little fucking prick, murderous bastard Bill Clinton for this. That's right, bringing China into the World Trade Organization. The same Bill Clinton that every time a guy can't caught with his pants down, his bombs away over Baghdad. The Bill Clinton that took our jobs away with NAFTA. Yep, the murderous Bill Clinton with the Yugoslav war. Yeah, that clown. And they took all our technology. They couldn't make shit back then, back in 1990. You look at China's GDP from 1970 to 2001, 2 weeks after 9/11, they officially came into the World Trade Organization. The GDP was like this. They come into the World Trade Organization in 2001, shoo. Hey, you want to make something in China? Yeah, you could become a partner in a company, but you only can own 49% of it and bring all your technology here, from high tech to heavy industry, so we could steal it from you. But we won't talk about that. Let's talk about the front page of the Wall Street Journal. Tina Turner died. That's the news they're putting out. They're not talking about what I'm saying. Oh, default threat drags markets deeper into red. Can't say drag. Can't say drag. China makes bold move in lithium market. Again, one after another. The business of China is business. The business of America has become war. According to Brown University, latest study, $8 trillion we spent, stole our money to give to the military-industrial complex to kill some 4.3 to 4.5 million people since the war on terror began on 9/11. Shares of six-figure earners living paycheck to paycheck jumps, report finds. High-income earners are increasingly under pressure. Lending Club found of those earnings more than six figures, 49%, nearly 50% of people making six figures are living paycheck to paycheck. It's dragflation. But we've been saying this now for 3 years, and the scumbag pricks, and I can't say the other word, of the media who we send out press releases to continually refuse to say what we're saying. That is dragflation. And the facts are right here. Yep. 69% of city dwellers are living paycheck to paycheck. 25% more than their suburban counterparts, says Lending Club found. The Lending Club said. All right, so now that's more people moving out of the cities to the suburbs. And office building bust. Again, you have a vacancy rate in New York City, not occupancy, but vacancy rate of over 20% or around 20%. Same thing in San Francisco, almost 30%, 30% in LA, one city after another, and it's global. Allen and Overy chases its American dream with $3.4 billion Sherman deal. Yep. Mentioning this because the bigs keep getting bigger as people are living paycheck to paycheck. So as the economy goes down, they're going to keep buying up more, and the people will get less. Buybacks go on even as investors sit on sidelines, artificially propping up the markets with these companies doing buyback after buyback after buyback. And it's been going on. We've been writing about it in detail in this week's Trends Journal, and this article just came out today. And there you have it. We, the politicians, are in charge. Fuck you, the people, and F you, AI. Yep. That's it. That's who's running and ruining our lives, and that's why we have these T-shirts right here. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do, politicians? Yep, and there's the back of the shirt. Yep, hey, politicians. So you could go to our site, go to Trends Journal, and just hit the shop button, and there you got it. Okay, what else? New evidence emerges that the investigation of Fed's trading scandal by the Inspector General has been a cover-up from the beginning. No shit. That Kaplan, that arrogant guy over there in Texas, the former Fed head down there. Yep, they get away with anything that they want. It's a crime syndicate, as I see it. And again, not only as I see it, it's the way someone named by the name of Jesus Christ saw it, driving the money changers out of the temple. Nothing's changed. A great article. Go to Wall Street on Parade, Russ and Pam Martin's, an in-depth article on how they're scamming us. And that other arrogant craphead up there in Massachusetts up there was another one that was robbing dough accordingly, what they say. Yep. I forgot. Oh, Rosengren. Yeah. Former Boston Fed. Yep. The senior Reserve Bank officials that this guy Bialik wrote about is referring to include Robert Kaplan, from former Dallas Fed president, and Eric Rosengren, former Boston Fed president. Both stepped down in September 2021 when news of the trading scandal first broke. It's a crime syndicate. All right. This is from Russia's defense minister today. The West is waging an undeclared war on Russia and Belarus. So there you got it. We are at war with Russia. World War III has begun. I am doing everything I can to stop this madness and stop this war. Would have been over if they didn't steal $130 billion of our money and give it to the Ukraine gang over there to keep fighting this war. Again, totally opposed to the invasion, totally understand why it happened, wrote about it in detail in the Trends Journal going back to 2014, the United States overthrow the democratically elected government of Viktor Yanukovych. So, what else? Militias used American vehicles in attack over Russian border. This is from Financial Times. We're at war with Russia. This is Israel's defense chief. Iran nuke advances could lead to us needing to attack. We have the capability to strike Iran. We are not aloof to what Iran is doing, is trying to do around us, not doing anything. And so they're saying they're ready to attack. Isn't that great? RFK calls Biden's support of F-16s for Ukraine dangerous escalation. That's right. It's exactly what it is. And again, in the Trends Journal, we have a presidential reality show column each week. And again, Dennis Kucinich, RFK's campaign manager and a real man of peace, former congressman, is going to be a speaker here on Saturday. Peace and Freedom Rally starts at 1 p.m. China draws closer to Russia. No kidding. Our countries together oppose the attempts of the collective West to maintain global dominance and use illegal sanctions to impose their will on independent states. That was from the Russian Prime Minister. Talking about the crime syndicate and what a joke everything is. You ready for this? Group plans $200 million drive to propel DeSantis past Trump. $200 million. That's just the beginning. It'll go into the billions to have a presidential reality show. Oh, and DeSantis is totally 100%. Israel could kill and do anything that they want. Goes over there and salutes them. He wants to get the Jewish vote in Florida. What else we got here? Very important. Again, you go to our top trends for 2023. AI, we own you. It's right there in the beginning, right on the top. Advisory says teens face risk of social media. Surgeon General warns of social media risks to youth. A book came out by Gene Twenge, Twenge, called iGen, Why Today's Super-Connected Kids Are Growing Up Less Rebellious, More Tolerant, Less Happy. AI needs a watchdog, ChatGPT creators say. When we wrote about that in the Trends Journal. It's one after another. There's going to be a big war going on with this. And guess what? They got it wrong in the King James Bible. They said the meek shall inherit the earth. They spelt it wrong. The geeks have inherited the earth. Took the soul out of music, all fake crap. There's a store down here, a very expensive store. They sell stuff. And they got these women thing overalls. Yeah, dungarees, overalls. Isn't that hot and sexy? Yep. Everything has gone down. I love those mini skirts. Woo! Yeah, they're too big for mini skirts now. You need maxi skirts. And then emulating climate panel, a global group takes on misinformation. Why misinformation is sexist. I think we should call it gender information. And this is an article in the New York Times about how a group is saying what is true and what's not based on them. And you see the picture of these freaks. Who the fuck are you to tell me this? Misinformation, all the lies. Oh, like Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction? No, that's not misinformation. Oh, about the COVID jabs? No, that's not misinformation. Yeah, nothing. You are not allowed to think differently from what the politicians tell you to think. Anything else is misinformation. And again, look at the little shitheads telling us what to do. One jerk after another in your favorite party of freaks. So, thanks for tuning in. Remember, hit the subscribe button, spread the word, get your t-shirts, whatever you want. They're all different kinds of shirts. You go to trendsjournal.com, and subscribe to the Trends Journal. The grand total of $2.86 a week. This week's Trends Journal was 188 pages. Well, I can't read 100. You read what you want, the articles that you want. Yeah, those are the freaks in charge of our lives, right there. Yep. Politicians. Again, I showed you the covers, what they're putting out in the media. They're putting out crap. This is the only magazine that's informing you to keep you on top of the trends and ahead of the news. See you Saturday, and please donate. Do all you can to help occupy peace and make America healthy again. Thank you.
Get the Trends Journal, the best investment you could make, because it's the best investment into your mind, and it can change how you look at the world.
Over the last 30 years, Gerald Celente has been more accurate about predicting what would be happening than anyone else I'm aware of.
The Trends Journal is one of the greatest sources of information, and and it really is. You're predicting these things well ahead of time. I would encourage everyone to go grab the latest copy.
Been a Trends Journal subscriber for 20 years. I just have to commend you. What you guys have put together in your latest Trends Journal, there's nothing like this out there.
Sir, everything that you predicted about the economy, you were absolutely right. So I have followed you all this time. So please take a look at the Trends Journal.
You correctly forecast that the Fed would hike rates quite aggressively, correctly said that initially gold and silver would drop as the Fed starts to raise rates to 1.5% and above. When we spoke last, Bitcoin was around 49,000. You said you expect to drop, and if it drops below 30, 35, then it could really drop.
Trends Journal, which I would encourage people to go and check out. It's actually a 200-page document, pure data-driven analysis.
Gerald Celente, the top trends forecaster in the world. Gerald, you had an interesting call back in September of last year. You said gold had bottomed, which is exactly what happened. And here we are, and we're above $1,900.
Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happened at trendsjournal.com.